Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Mind your business. Only on Money FM 89.3.
Thanks for joining us on The Breakfast Show. It's Audrey Seek taking you through Mind Your Business. Now, we talk a lot about innovation on the show, those aha moments that spark big ideas and maybe even lead to the next big brand. But not all light bulb moments happen in a boardroom. Sometimes they come from crayons, coloring paper, and the imagination of a 3-year-old. That's exactly how MonstroJ was born, a colorful, quirky, heartwarming brand that started with a little boy's monster doodles and grew into a movement about kindness, creativity, and embracing what makes us different. And driving this journey is a dynamic mom and son duo. Let's welcome them on, starting with mom, Stell Lim, a marketing professional turned entrepreneur. Good morning, Stell.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, the man of the hour is here as well, her son, Jacus Lim. Hi, Jacus. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. I believe Jacus is one of the youngest guests we've ever had on the show, or the youngest, 7 years old, and has already created over 1,000 original monster characters. So they're here with us today to share how monsters, imagination, and love came together to build a brand with real heart. So happy to welcome the two of you here today. Jacus, we will get to you in a minute, but let's start with Mommy. Where did the name MonstroJ come from, Stell? When did you first get the feeling that Jacus's little doodles could grow into something much bigger?
I wanted to explore what kind of names can I actually use for a MonstroJ, and I just thought, hey, I could just explore with different type of languages. So Monstro is actually Spanish from the word monster.
Okay.
And then J is actually Jacus.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So when did you discover, wow, this could be something here?
He started doodling a lot when he was really young. So about 3 years old, he was doodling so much. But every time he doodles, he can spend hours on it. And he can draw many monsters on a page. And it's pages after pages. And I keep all his sketches. And I thought, this is different. So I wanted to, surprise him with small little animation characters of his monsters. And then I just thought from the animation monsters, I could just create a brand from that. So that's where it started. And we create MonstroJ from there.
Okay, well, we have to bring Jacus in now. Jacus, you have drawn over 1,000 monster characters. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite monster? What makes it so special to you?
Water pay.
Water pay, what does that mean?
It's a monster that can swim underwater and take things and give it back to people.
Wow, okay. And that's one of over 1,000, right? Is that right, Stell?
That's right. And I actually selected and shortlisted 10 only within the more than 1,000 monsters. And these 10 monsters that were launched are actually now in social media as well.
Okay, so what do you do with these doodles? Like, how did you make it into a business and what is it for?
Okay, so these doodles, initially, because he was quite naughty at home, so I thought I could just animate this characters and these monsters in order to make him happy and reward him. So it's more of a reward initially. So once I animated these monsters and make them dance, he's really excited and happy, and he's always looking forward for it.
Okay.
So every day, I would say, if you're a good boy, I would actually animate these monsters and I'll show you every day, and he makes effort to be a good boy.
Ah, okay. So actually, what's beautiful about MonstroJ is that it's not just fun, right? It carries a message. The brand encourages kids to embrace their uniqueness and opens up conversations around mental health and emotional learning. So
that's right.
Tell us, how are you using this platform to inspire this kind of compassion and empathy?
Yeah, because it actually stems from Jacus' character and his nature itself. I realized that when he was young, he goes to the lift, he sees older folks and he sees foreign workers, and he would actually wave and say hello to them. And I know that he doesn't judge at all. He doesn't have any racism, he doesn't have any prejudice, he doesn't judge anyone, and he has a very open heart when he sees people, and he's always very joyful. And the characters that he draws are very unique. All of them are special on its own. And I thought that this could actually work, because in the news, people actually talk about bully, people talk about racism, people talk about how we are prejudiced and how we judge the society, but no one talks about what happens individually. Why would actually people do that? So where these monsters are created to actually help to educate people, to say that, hey, if you learn to embrace everyone, which is the tagline, embrace your uniqueness, and if you learn to embrace everyone, you would not actually have this issue about bullying, you will not have prejudice, you will not judge people. So that's where it started with this tagline, embrace your uniqueness.
Okay, can you walk us through the business model behind MonstroJ? How do you generate revenue here?
Okay, so initially I started out from animating these characters, and I thought that maybe I could just put them online. So that one, I didn't think so much about business until I met one of my mentor. He was my ex-boss.
Okay.
I used to be working in his company for one day, actually, as a graphic designer before I joined Singapore Airlines. And that during that day, it was Singapore Airlines that called me. So that's why I decided to, hey, you know, I only can work for that day. So I met up with him occasionally, and I talked to him about what Jacus did, and I showed him his sketches, and he said, hey, you know, this is great potential. This boy has so much drawings, and you could explore further from there. So with his animation photos, what he did was he actually helped me by providing support, by giving me his intern to help to digitalize it.
Okay.
So we drew from sketches to digitalizing it, and from digitalizing it, I could create voices from there. And because Joe, which is my mentor, he actually is in a sustainable agencies business. So he actually collaborated with Yours, and we used Yours pet bottles to actually create a sustainable pop-up toy. So he has launched one pop-up toy now, which is called Dragapool. He's the leader of all the monsters.
Okay.
And Dragapool itself is made up of this Yours pet bottle, plastic material, and currently now it's launched in Coldplay.
Ah,
Plaza
wow.
Sing.
Okay, so people can go and buy these toys then.
That's right.
Okay, very interesting. Jacus, is there a monster you've designed that you think help kids, you know, feel braver or happier?
Plus monster that launch.
Oh, okay. So it's the leader of all the monsters then that make kids feel brave?
Yeah.
Okay. And we know that you guys also have this exciting milestone, Stell. You know, you collaborated with Uniplay and launched these Yo's pet bottles. And that made Jacus the youngest pop artist in Singapore, I believe, right?
I would believe so, yes.
Wow. So can you tell us more about what this means to the two of you?
I think this is really special because it's not something that I even thought about as well until I meet Joe. And Joe gave me this idea, and he supported me, and he really encouraged me. I think without his support, I might not have even created this brand and just pushed this even more. I could have just done social media, and that's about it.
Yeah. So what's next for MonstroJ, you think? Any plans for maybe books, animations, games, new projects in the pipeline maybe?
Yes. I actually did an event, which is the last Halloween event, also because I'm in grassroots. So I did a Potong Pasir Halloween event, and I had a booth over there.
Oh.
So it was quite interesting. I have little kids to throw dice, and then they create their own monsters from the dice number that they draw. And every of these monsters that the kids are created is actually unique on its own because they all look different from the dice that they throw. And I have Jacus there to sign and approve MonstroJ's monster.
Wow.
So that was the first collaboration of event that I actually did for MonstroJ, after which I also worked together with Joe to collaborate and also launched that pop art toy, which is Dragapool. And I have a couple of merchandise, which is like keychains, power banks, sticker packs as well, that is sold in Coldplay as well. And moving ahead, I will definitely consider game apps. I think this is something that was inspired when I was playing some of the apps, and I think it's quite interesting. And also storybooks and maybe some educational related stuff.
Okay, well, it sounds like the sky's the limit with MonstroJ. And you have the artist next to you who can always, you know, come up with more ideas probably. Jacus, what is your dream for MonstroJ when you grow up?
Have games.
Games?
The games.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you could make it happen. The two of you, such a dynamic duo. And finally, Stell, sometimes we forget that great ideas can come from our everyday lives, right? What advice would you give to others who want to find, you know, inspiration in the little things and do what you did as well?
Well, I always believe that anyone who has a passion should not just let that be, because any passion could actually turn into a business. So they just have to put their heart into it, put some time into it, and be motivated, because this is something they're passionate to do. Get some help, get some support, and you never know, your business might fly.
Yeah. So one more time for the listeners who are interested in supporting MonstroJ, where can they find your products? Do you have a website?
Currently don't have a website now, but I'm working towards that, into creating maybe an online store, and or work with Redbubble to have this merchandise and even the pop-up toy to be online. But currently now it's on ground with Coldplay at Plaza Sing.
All right, at Plaza Sing. Check it out, guys. From fighting bullying to building empathy, this mother-son team is showing us all how imagination can shape a kinder, more colorful world. Thank you so much, Stell and Jacus Lim, for joining us today.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep it here on Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.